Hey you all, welcome back to our channel. My name is Joe and I will be working on this piece today. It is a chest of drawer. You can see the wood looks gorgeous, but it has a lot of veneer that is broken, so I decided that I will paint it. So we will begin by removing the hardware, of course, and then giving it a nice sanding and cleaning, because I avoid priming my pieces because of the chemicals, so I believe in sanding and thorough cleaning. So I'm using my sander to clean inside out of this dresser and then starting to sand it down. And I'm using a 220 grit here, a light scuff sanding, to remove any grease. um, for the top drawer, I'm using a sanding sponge, again to decrease everything on this so that it's ready to be painted. After sanding it all down, I wiped it down with a clean water and a wipe, and this is how it looks. So let's begin to paint. I am going to layer it today with a little light blue and then grays and white, because the transfer that I'm using, I want a lighter background. So I just went and did 3 layers of light blue, gray, and a whitewash, I would say. And this is how it looks like. So we will begin to put some transfer. We'll jump right on to putting the transfer rather than the painting technique, because this transfer is called blue wine and it comes in 4 shade. But as you see, the dresser, it's a chest of drawer, which is 5 drawers. So in this one transfer, we will be able to cover 3 drawers, and I want to show you the technique that I use to do the 5th drawer with an extra sheet or cutout that I have. So beginning with our um, base drawer, the last one, I just measure the sheet, cut out the transfer, and I'm going to start applying, and we will move upwards and covering each drawer. So I just kept on moving up, and I finished applying the transfer on both the sides. Now this is the last drawer, and I have these cutouts from a left out sheet that I had from the previous project. So I am going to randomly place it, just making a complete wine moving upwards. And this is what I did. I placed these wines here and there just to complete the final drawer. Like, it is dense at the bottom, and as it goes up, it just becomes lighter. So that's how it came out to me. So my transfer on all the drawers is there, and I feel that it looks perfect. So I'm going to show you in a little bit how I was able to cover all the drawers in the transfer that I had on hand. So it's done, and I'm going to burnish it with a polishing pad. And now we move on to some adding gold on this dresser, giving it a French style look. So for that, I'm using 2 waxes and mixing them together and doing all the edges of this dresser, on the top, on the sides, everywhere. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some poly. A poly is a ready to use mold. You can see how intricate and gorgeous the designs is. It can be molded, it can be painted, it's very, very flexible. So for that, I am going to take 3 of these poly and paint them in the base color of the dresser, which is gray. I'm gonna layer it, paint it, and let it dry, so that we can add some blinch, some gold wax to it. So all the three poly are painted, they are dry. Let's move on to adding some decor wax. So I'm using the two decor wax. I'm just mixing up in the brush and going to apply it to completely cover this poly in the gold wax, and then we are going to put on the dresser. We are going to glue these poly on them. So you can see the paint was dry, and then it's an oil-based wax, which is really good if you don't want to seal them, and it's the last step that you do after sealing the piece. So look how gorgeous the wax turned out, and they look like really sharp and neat after putting the decor waxes. So this is the Gorilla Wood glue that I'm using to apply the poly onto the dresser. So in the back of it, I'm using the brushes from Redesign with Prima. Apply the glue, and very carefully I'm going to put the poly, the two of them, on the base of this chest of drawers. There are two curves here where I decided that I will just twist this poly a little bit, like you can see on the both the sides. I just twisted them upwards, and I put both the polys on the base and one poly on the top of the dresser. That is the first drawer. So I let it dry, and then we will move on to the hardware. So the original hardware, I painted them in two shades of gold and then sealed them, and I put them back on this dresser. So this is how it turned out with the gold waxes, the painted hardware, and the layered paint with this transfer. This is the final look. I wanted to give it a nice French style kind of a feel, and I'm very happy of how it turned out. I hope you enjoy this makeover. All the product links are there in the description below. You can go and get your supplies and be creative. I'll see you next time in another video. Thank you.